All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Draw Along Doodles with Walker. So now we have reached a place where a lot of people like food. So we're going to make a slice of cake first. Now, once you get in there, you can kind of change up things and decide how you want to decorate it. Right now, I have cherry and pistachio and pineapple. But you might be thinking about something different, which is totally fine. Now, it really doesn't matter if you're vertical or horizontal. Technically, it's longer this way, but you're probably not making a piece of cake that takes up the entire page. So the first thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to come about 2/3 of the way across and I'm going to go straight up and down. I'm going to create a vertical line there. Now I'm going to create a line right at the corner of it that angles up slightly. So it's angling up. I'm going to create a second line from the top that is parallel to this one that is also angling slightly up. So I'm making a parallelogram. It's not a rectangle because these are not 90-degree angles. And you'll notice I'm trying to come in and correct that line before I commit to it. Now I'm going to come straight down. A good way to see if you're going straight down is to compare it to the edge of the paper so you can see that I'm vertical here and vertical here. All right, now I'm going to get the top part. So I'm going to come and I'm going to angle up at an angle that's about even to this. So as far down as this is going, like if here's the midline, this went down this far, this is going to go up this far. So I'll come and make that triangular line. And now we're going to come a little bit further back than this corner. We're going to curve it. Until it touches the front. Now you'll notice this curve goes further back than our parallelogram. That's okay. From the very back of the curve, as far back as you can get, we're going to come straight down, parallel to the sides. Otherwise, you would have a pretty wobbly cake. Now we're going to adjust the length. So just as long as you can get it parallel, you're good. We're going to take this curve right here, this part from the tip to the back. We're going to imitate that down here because it's that same parallel curve. Okay. It looks like it's a little bit leaning, but I can come and clean that up. Remember, none of us is perfect, so it's okay. All right, let's give it the line of what would it be, either buttercream or fondant, however you were going to cover your cake inside. So we're going to come to the right of that first line that we made because that's the corner of our cake. And then we're going to come across right underneath the top line. All right, now I want to make 2 layers of cake and 3 layers of filling, or you might want to do 3 layers of cake and 2 layers of filling. Let's see. If I come and I say, I'm going to have 3 layers of cake, then I need 2 layers of filling. 1 and 2. Okay, so those are kind of my dividing sections. You'll notice they're parallel to the top and the bottom. If I do that, then I can come in and make those fatter so that they would accommodate some icing or some fruit or whatever it was going to be. I'm going to pretend like it's buttercream. Then it can match my cake. Okay. Now, if you wanted something special in the layers where you cut it open and you saw something, this would be a good time to do that. So perhaps you've got some fruit in there and we can see some of your raspberries. Perhaps you have banana slices, or perhaps the cake is marbled. This is the time to go in and lightly draw those details. Remember, the lighter you're drawing, the easier it will be to erase after you Sharpie. So you always want to try your best to draw light. Okay, and now we want whatever detail you want to do to the top. So I think for this one, I'll put a big dollop of whipped cream. So I'm going to come over and curve around with the back of the cake. It's almost like a backwards S, or like the top of a clove of garlic. Then I'm going to come around. So this is making a circular shape. Now, I'm going to come back up to the point. Over and around. You'll notice it got thinner and touch the side. Now I'm going to come and make another one. Over and around. Over and around. And around. All right, so I think I like my whipped cream. I might want a berry to be right there in the middle. So maybe I've got one of my raspberries that's sticking out of the whipped cream. Okay, that I'm happy enough with. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the part on top because it is overlapping the back. And I want to make sure that I don't accidentally draw through it. Then I'm going to get my whipped cream. Now we kind of made our whipped cream a little stylized. It's not a perfectly depicted evenness of how whipped cream looks, but it gives us a pretty good idea. All right, I'm going to Sharpie the edges of my cake. I like to do all the straight lines first, just so that I keep in my head what's happening. You may be different about that. That's totally fine. That's not bad or good. It just is the way you prefer to do it. Okay, and now I'll come and do the curves. And then I'll come down. All right. I'm going to come in and get my details. So for me, I want to separate out where my icing or fondant is with the inside of the cake, or the sponge, as we would call it if we were in Britain. Okay, see where we're going? Good. I knew you would. I knew you would get there. All right, so now I've got my three slices that are making up that layer. And I'm going to come in and lightly draw kind of some raspberry details like I had put them in that layer of cake. And then when you cut them, aha, they magically appear. It's like a surprise inside. And it also adds a little bit of visual uh, variation and interest for you as you're working on your piece. Okay, and we'll add the top of that raspberry. And there we are. You guys are ready to erase and add some color to your cake. I'm excited to see what y'all have come up with. All right, guys. See you later.